Hi, my name is Jay, and for today's video I am going to review and rate all of the movies that I watched on the airplane to and from the Philippines, Japan, LA, all that. One of the reasons why I like to fly planes is that I get to watch movies the whole time, and it's a great time. So during my whole travel experience this summer, I watched 11 movies on all of the airplanes collectively that I was on. So I wanted to rate all of them just because I want to talk about movies today. So I've already listed all of the movies that I watched and I've ranked them already, so I'm gonna go ahead and start from the worst with number 11. And number 11 is Youre Not You, starring Hilary Swank, Josh Duhamel, and Emmy Rossum. So it stars Hilary Swank as a pianist who has ALS. Her husband is Josh Duhamel, and during this time in the movie, Emmy Rossum becomes her caregiver, and things happen with her relationships with her friends and her husband, things like that. I felt that the movie was very predictable. It didn't really raise a lot of emotions in me. I thought that Hilary Swank and Emmy Rossum were fantastic as, you know, the two female lead characters, but overall it was just like a meh movie. Number 10 is Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Oh my gosh. That was I felt like such a long movie to get through. I fell asleep halfway and then I had to rewind the thing to like find out what was going on. I fell asleep like multiple times throughout that movie. I was also kind of tired, but also I was really bored. I really enjoyed the first Fantastic Beasts. I thought it was so fun and whimsical and fantastical, and I loved all the characters, and I think the characters are still great in the second one. Oh, but the storytelling just felt like it was dragging, and there were so many things that were being explained that I really was just like, okay, cool, when's the thing gonna happen? When? Okay, great, cool. As if they're just, I mean, they're setting it up obviously for the next movies, but it was so boring. It was still so much fun. Queenie and, oh my gosh, I forgot his name, Jacob, are still great. And I mean, Eddie Redmayne is fantastic and is in my heart always, but like, oh, that movie was a drag to get through. Number 9 is Me Before You. It stars, oh my gosh, I don't remember their names, Sam Claflin, and oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm having a brain fart and I'm forgetting her name. I'm so sorry if you're a big fan of her, but I can't remember her name right now. I wanted to watch that movie. Well, I wanted to read the book before I watched the movie. Didn't get a chance to. I saw that it was in the list of movies, so I jumped at the chance. I thought it was fine. Predictable as well. I felt like the transitions between scenes were kind of choppy, and it felt like a bunch of clips just mashed together, but her character is so fun and quirky that it really just carried the movie for me. I loved her character so much, and I think the actress played her so well, and I can't remember her name, which is horrible, but it was fine. It was fine. Number 7 is The Kindergarten Teacher. It stars Maggie Gyllenhaal, and she plays a kindergarten teacher who is kind of, I guess, bored or over her life as like a mom, and she has like strained relationships with her daughter and her son, and she starts going to this like poetry class, and she's having a hard time with it, and she's a kindergarten teacher, and she has this kid who is a very gifted poet, and he says this poetry out loud, and she starts becoming very fascinated and kind of obsessed with this kid, and the story goes on from there. I thought it was such a fantastically done movie. When I first saw the trailer, when the movie was first coming out, I was like, ooh, this is very interesting. I didn't get a chance to watch it until I was on the plane, but it was so well done, and so like I was so into what was going on in her head, and I could kind of see where that obsession with that kid was coming from, and it was very, very fascinating. Highly suggest the movie. But the only reason I rank it as number 7 is because, like, for watchability's sake, I wouldn't watch it again. But as like a one-time watch, it was fun. It was great. Number 8 is A Star Is Born. I wanted to really enjoy this movie. I had heard so many good things about it. I mean, it was a big thing, but it was Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper, songs, fun times. Shallow! That song. That was all over when the movie first came out. It was a fine movie. I enjoyed their performances very well, especially Lady Gaga. She was amazing in this movie. I loved her so much. But as far as like the movie goes, I'm just like, I guess it was okay. I didn't really like super enjoy it. I love the music. It was fine. But as far as the movie goes, I was just like, oh, okay, cool, great. Number 6 is Get Out. I finally got a chance to watch it. Yay! I think I would have rated it a little bit higher if I already didn't know what was gonna happen in the movie. It was directed very well. Oh my god, the cinematography is fantastic. But I already knew what was going to happen. When the movie first came out, I was interested in it, but because everyone was like talking about it, but I was also kind of worried that it would freak me out. Now that I watched it, I was like, oh, it's not like rah scary. It's more like suspense scary, which I'm cool with. I don't know about watching Us, because that seems more like scary, which again, I'm not cool with. But Get Out was fine. For watchability's sake, again, don't think I'd really watch it again, but I thought that the movie was done so well. Number 5 is Isn't It Romantic? It stars Rebel Wilson and and it's kind of like a parody rom-com sort of situation. I had a lot of fun watching it. I feel like it had so much potential, like it was almost there and they could have done so much more to make it fantastic, but I had a great time watching it. I just wish that it was like more impactful than it was for me after watching it, but it's still a fun watch. Number 4 was Mary Poppins Returns. I did not get a chance to watch this in the movie theaters. I don't know what I was doing, if I was busy or whatever, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. I love Emily Blunt, so her performance was just beautiful and fun. It was whimsical and pretty. I just don't really feel like the music was like as memorable as the first Mary Poppins is. Frankly, I only remember like one song from the entire movie, but the whole thing was really pretty to watch. It was a good time. Number 3 is Searching, starring John Cho. Oh my gosh, what a thrill ride. What a fun time this movie is. So what did I say? So John Cho is the dad of a teenage girl who goes missing, and he has to go and find her and figure out what happened to her. And the cool thing about this movie is that all of it is seen through screens. So it's like through FaceTime and like text messages, news clips. It's all through a screen. You don't like actually see the characters like a normal movie or a TV show. I thought the way they did it was so cool and different and fantastic. And it really hyped up, you know, the intense emotional thrill ride of the whole movie. It was great. John Cho was fantastic in this movie. Watch it now. It's great. Number 2 is The Hate You Give, starring Amanda Stern. Oh my god, what's wrong with me? She was Rue in The Hunger Games. Wow, this movie was so good. It invoked all the emotions in me. She did such a fantastic job with the character. I loved seeing their family dynamic. the whole thing was so great. So it is about this teenager. Her name is Star. She lives in a predominantly black neighborhood, but she goes to like a white school, like in the suburb, I guess, area. And while she's out with her friends in her neighborhood, on the drive back home to a party, her friend gets killed, and it becomes like this big news thing in their neighborhood. I thought the performance was so great. I really felt everything and I was sucked into that world. If you haven't watched it, highly suggest it. I have yet to read the book, which shame on me. I have it in my TBR pile, which I'll get to eventually, but it's a great film. And number one, out of all the oh my gosh, all the movies that I watched on the plane, 8th grade. I was so enamored by the entire movie. So it was directed by Bo Burnham, which is like OG YouTuber, fantastic person. And I don't remember the name of the actress who's in the movie, but it's just about a girl and her experience through 8th grade and trying to like come out of her shell as an 8th grader. And it was so awkward and so relatable, and I just kind of like dove back into that time in middle school that was just like, you're not comfortable with your own skin, you don't know how to talk to people, and it was just like viscerally I was like, oh god, I feel so awkward. I'm getting like secondhand embarrassment from the things that are happening right now. But the whole movie was just so like, if you're transported back to that time, then it's a dang good movie. I highly suggest it, and it kind of reminds you of like where you were at that time and how much you've changed since your middle school days, because oh boy, that was an interesting time. Alright, so those were all the movies that I watched on the plane. If you watched any of these movies, let me know what you thought of them. And yeah. Alright, thank you all so much for watching this week's video. My dog just jumped off her bed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and I will see you next time with a brand new video.